everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Chadi, and today we're going to do a miniature secretary. Whoops, excuse me. Now I'll have that ready for you at the end of the, when we get through with these videos, and you'll see it all completed. But right now, the most important thing about how you get started on this is some pieces you can start like putting them together right away. I found out that this one in particular, it's better if you do the inside first and kind of work yourself out, okay? So we're gonna do this part here, the inside of it, because that is, not that it's tedious, easy. Everything here is easy, but to reach it, if you had done it while this was inside the, the piece, it would have been crazy. So we're gonna do that first thing before we even actually, put this together, okay? Now what I did in here, and it's probably down to tell, I did in this piece. This is the piece that goes into the, we're gonna put all these tiny little pieces right here, goes in here, and this measures 1 7/8 by 1 1/4. Okay. Now everything else in here, for instance, from here to here is 3/4 of an inch. From here to the other side is 3/4. This from here to the very first line across is 1/2 inch. I mean, you can do whatever. This has just happened to be the one I made, and it was easier, like I said, for me to go ahead and draw it where everything is going to go. In the very bottom, because we want to do this is going to be the last thing to do, the drawers, okay? You got to put it all together and everything before you do it, otherwise it's not going to fit. And so in the very bottom will be the drawers. If you choose to do the little drawers, you may not want to, okay? So this is what I'll be working with. Now for this project you need, this is, what is it? What is it exactly? That matting board, excuse me. And it's nice and thick, see? Okay, now normally I do mine with cereal boxes, which really I prefer, to tell you the truth, but just in case y'all want to do it this way, I decided to do mine this way too, okay? Just happened to have a sheet of it, and I thought, well, why not? So we're going to be working on this little piece first, okay? Now what I also do, when I cut all my little pieces, I cut out extra, I make copies of everything. I make extra copies, for instance. And I don't know what y'all want to do, but this is what I'm doing. And what I did is, scanned everything. I mean, make copies of everything, extras even, that I may need in case I wanted to do it out of cardboard. For instance, I only need 2 sides normally out of this, mat board. But if I did it out of the cardboard cereal boxes, I would be putting 2. The reason I'm saying this is because each piece I glue with the stick glue, into the mud board, whatever cardboard you're going to be using, and then cut it out. Because if you cut one and then try to make a copy of it, you're going to miss. I don't care how good you are. Things are going to be slightly smaller or whatever, and it doesn't work that way. So I'd rather do a copy of extra pieces and then be able to do it that way. Once I've done that, I put it on the cardboard like this, and I cut it out. Then right now, I want to keep all my pieces together. I keep the pieces of paper on top so I don't get, so I don't displace everything. And I done it, believe me. When I was trying to get this done, I almost went bananas because everything was everywhere. I go, nobody touch anything. But like I say, I'm very new about doing this, even though I have done some before. This is more intricate, and I'm getting more into the nicer pieces of it, okay? Anyway, so we're going to start on the very, very top. And the very first thing I'm going to do is put in those 2 little 3 shelves. They're about the same. They're all the same. And that's what I'm going to make the very top. Those 2 little cubby holes. Let's see. That one. These 2 right in here in the middle. Okay? This is what we're gonna do. That way, when what I like about it, everything just falls from there out. okay? So again, you might have to file a little bit here and a little bit there. It's okay. Everybody does it. So to make it fit. But other than that, you know, it's fairly easy to put together. So for this, like I say, you will need some stick glue, you know, so you can do the paper. Scissors, of course. You need, I like this file, but I also like the very, very fine sandpaper. A ruler, you may need a ruler, you know, to keep measuring where you're going and everything. And of course, if you have tweezers, great, because sometimes you have to pick them up and do. So that is fantastic. And I'm using, instead of the wood glue, actually I could use either one today and on this, because I haven't painted anything. But once you paint stuff and you're still gluing, please, please, please don't use the yellow wood glue, even though I love it dearly. Use the turbo tacky glue. It is fantastic, okay? And I think we're pretty well set. So let's get started. This is what we're gonna do in this video. The next video we'll do something else, okay? I think it'd be easier that way than try to throw everything at you at one point. So here we are. Now these very top ones had this particular kind of design in it, maybe not exactly, but close enough. So I cut it everything, but what I'm going to do before I actually, you know, put it up there and glue it, is to go ahead, and I had a little one in here, hold on. I had a smaller, things just kind of, here it is. I had Neko here, and I had to chase them down, so things gets misplaced. But what I'm going to do with a very fine sandpaper, I want to actually give almost like a little bit of roundness to the shells in here, so very careful. Just kind of push down when you do it. Okay, and I don't know if you can tell. It's not much because, like I said, this, and I like to do it with a fine one because it seems to do better. And you can do any design that you want, okay? It's up to you. Anyway, so see, that's all you need to do, just at the very, very front. So I'm gonna do to that one, and I'm gonna do to the other one and have them ready. Okay. This is addictive, folks. As much tediousness it can be sometimes, I'm going, you know, it is addictive. I love it, I love it, I love it. I am so glad and I like to do things like that, you know I do. Okay, so again, I just kind of, you know, around the edges a little bit. And here we got two. And now these are the ones we're going to be doing first thing. And these are the dividers, okay? And again, it sort of has a little curve in it. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure they have some roundness both sides. And then just this here and this piece in here. The rest of it is going to be glue, okay? Just the very, very front. But I do have some roundness both ways. So I'm going to come this way. And I'm barely pushing, okay? But it's doing its job. Oops. See what I mean? They fly. I think they've been in a circus. Okay, there's one. And like I said, I keep the papers on until I'm ready to use them, mainly because you can confuse it for something else, and I have. So I'm not telling you anything that I have not happened to me, okay? And normally I'm really good about keeping everything together, but I tell you, I have these little helpers, you know, the four-legged ones. Oh, well, they do love them though. Okay, now if you were gonna be doing this particular pieces, please do it in, you know, out of cereal boxes or stuff like that, okay? Make sure you glue two pieces together, okay? You can go ahead and do the whole piece of like the top and the bottom of the cereal boxes and glue them with wood glue. I would definitely say wood glue, okay? Sand the shiny part on both sides and then place your pattern in there and start cutting, okay? it will do you better. I think it will even do better than this, to tell you the truth. It'll be, because this is not treated. It's just, you know, I call it, it's, you know, it's raw, a virgin, whatever, you know, cardboard. Nothing. This is why it will sip. It'll just kind of, you know, any kind of moisture just goes down through it real fast. Okay, so I got my 3 little pieces in here. And yes, with wood glue, because like I said, we have not done anything yet. We haven't done any. So I'm going to, right in here, okay, the L shape right here, I'm going to glue. And, oopsie, boopsie. And again, this dries fairly fast, okay, so don't worry about it. I need a paper. Oh, here we go, sorry. I need something to wipe my fingers with. Because you're trying to keep as much clean as you can. Now, I'm doing this one first, so guess what? It's going to be coming this way. See, right and smack right there, okay? And I'm going to hold it for a little bit. And you do want to take off the residue of the glue, but you can wait a little bit, just slightly, okay? Because you want to make sure that you got plenty in there to do whatever. What I find on this particular kind of board or anything, that everything's dry or stick on right away. Okay, so I got one, and I want to make sure I get it right on that line. No one way on the other one, just that line, particular line. Okay. And here we go, okay? So I'm going to do the other one. Actually, you don't only need the back. Sorry about that, which would be this here. Right here. Because it goes that way. This one also, I'm going to go ahead and put it smack into the middle one. And then very carefully, I'm going to go ahead and make sure it stands up. And it's on the line. It really does help. So when you get all the pieces together and do this, it really helps. If you don't do that, it's crazy. And that's what happened to me. I thought, what am I doing? Now see, it just goes in and it just, oh, beautiful. So, and I didn't mind doing that. I wanted to do another secretary for the little dollhouse anyway. So, and then the third one again on the little line in there. So now we got, and you can play with it a little bit. Okay, you got a little wiggly time there. Okay. And I just get just a teeny bit in my little tweezers. Okay, because I want it there, but I mean I wanted glue, but I don't want so much glue in there that I know, but that's fine anyway. Okay, see, and this is the only way that seems that I could be able to get it off. And you want it, the top to right, you know, flush with this particular top, the top of this piece. Okay. And I'm gonna get it off in here a little bit too, and I'm just a second, let me get it just right. See, and then inside, because it's small enough that, you know, like I say, you just don't want any lumpies in there. And if that doesn't work, which normally it always does, I'll just get something else with a little pick like this. And I just very careful. Don't go too hard on it because it's, you know, it's not dry yet. And we have, it could be files of whatever they put in there. I usually have letters and stuff like that on mine. So, you know, like I said, this is a replica of mine because I didn't have anything to go by. And so I thought, well, okay, I'll just do mine and see how it goes. So this is it on these little shelves. So now I'm going to be working on these shelves on top here on either side of it, okay? Which just happen to be this little shelf. So on this one, we're only going to put glue on the back, and on the side it's going to be attached too, okay? And I don't know why I scallop on one of the shelves. You know how, whoops. It's okay, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. Like I said, this is so nice about it is that I need to scoot it up a little bit, okay? There we go. I'm gonna put it in here on this side, so it's gonna go right in there. And I'm not gonna worry if it comes out a little bit, because when it's good and dry, I can file it off. So do not, rule number 1, do not worry, okay? That's, if you start worrying about this and then the other, you're gonna get frustrated, and then you're not gonna do it. So I don't want you to do that. There's always, I wanna look at, let me look at it, make sure that I get it right on it, okay? You want it right on the little line. That way everything's gonna fit just perfect. And then very careful. You're going to, see it fits in there. Then you're going to bring this one in there and hold it just a little bit. I need to bring this up a little bit. All right. Mainly make sure they're lined up, because if they don't, then nothing was gonna fit. Alrighty, once I got that in there, like I said, do not worry about it. We're gonna be fixing it. So, the little stick here, I take the glue off. Because this glue, you know, it does dry fairly fast. And we don't want it to, I'm handling it, of course, and it's just kind of, but like I said, no biggie. Everything's gonna wiggle out just right. And I'll here too a little bit, just a little bit, okay? And if I need to, then I'll come back and get some more out. So now we're gonna do the other little shelf on this side, which is the same kind of shelf. And this one is gonna be opposite the glue. I'm gonna put it in here and on the back. Okay. And like I said, if it sticks out somewhere, we'll fix it. That's the beauty about this. We can fix it. See how beautiful it goes in? Oh, I love it. I love it. My friends think I'm crazy. My mom thinks I'm going to my second childhood. See, like this one, I guess I could have turned it the other way around. Let me do that, because really, see, one side's a little bit, it's okay. Hey, things. The nice thing about this thing is that you can twirl it either direction. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I hit it in the wrong side. The little wider goes against, eventually against the side of the thingy. Okay, I got it. Goodness gracious. Bring it down a little bit and then push. Just push this one against it a little bit. And if you get impatient, get the blow dryer. You know, there you go, blow it out. I've seen some wonderful videos. Julie Warren makes beautiful minis out of hers is out of wood, and they're beautiful. I say I'm more like in the cardboard, more into the recycle, you know, than anything else. But it doesn't mean it's any less. I'm making my work just try to be just as pretty. So, you know, and I think I'm succeeding. But she does beautiful stuff. She's, oh my goodness. And she's got the most nice, kind way of teaching. I'm just kind of like, whatever. I'm going up there. Okay, let's go in then on the next shelves. Let's see, I got two different kinds of shelves. Make sure that I'm not Yeah, this is gonna go here. Okay. Alrighty, now this one here is this here. These little tiny ones, I got 2 of them right there. Okay. And these are gonna go right here. Okay, on either side. I tell you, I was crazy doing this when I did the other one, because I mean nobody told me how to do it, and it was just like, oh my God, this is just so easy today. It's unbelievable. But see, I already got all the quirks out of the way. And here's another one. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Okay, here we go. Okay. Whoops. Okay, now see, I did not cut one piece, and I need to do that. I need a long one that goes from here to here. So let me cut it real quick. That way I can show you what I'm doing. Now I eyeball very well. I don't know, the good Lord gave me that sense of eyeballing. But it measures about 1/4 of an inch, okay? Give or take. And for some reason, now I did not eyeball the drawings for my, for the piece, but I did other things I do. So, okay, there we go. There we go. So now this piece goes right in here. And don't worry, because I can cut that off, okay? See what I mean? But it needs to be, actually, no, it's 1/2 inch. I'm sorry. See, I'm already telling you wrong. I thought I was so well organized, you see? And here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and do it right. This, I'll throw that on there. Okay, alrighty. First of all, I'm gonna do is make sure that this is straight. Okay, now I'm gonna measure from that line 1/2 inch and come down. Because I may need a 1/2 inch for something else. And cut it. I mean, well, you know. Okay. I don't use my scissors for, to cut like my sewing scissors for doing this kind of thing, but I have so many scissors that I'm able to use some for this and some for other things, okay? One thing, too, that I just love, love, love is a tiny pair of scissors that I have, and to cut the little ones. Not this one, but the other one is curved. It's about this size. Let me show it, Mom. Give me lend me the scissors. Oh, no, this one, the other one, the curvy one.
Oh, I don't have it.
Oh, well, maybe I have it. Anyway, but it's curved a little bit at the end, and it's wonderful to go through some of these little curvings and stuff like that for these little pieces. So if you have one, just for that, it'd be awesome. Okay, so now I got this piece in here, and this is the one that goes on this line right here. In other words, here, this is where this is gonna be laying, right in here. See, right there. So I'm just gonna do that and then just cut it. Okay, and if it's a little bit bigger, I'm not gonna worry about it. Like I said, we'll be sanding all that off. Don't you just love how I work? Just improvise, folks, improvise. But making this stuff, a lot of times, you pretty much have to do that. At least with the cardboard. I mean, if you do it out of wood, it may be different. But, oops, I need to put some under here too. I tell you what, let me put some in here. There we go. It's gonna be easier that way. And I'm just gonna put some in. Just put it right there. It really is easier when you use a toothpick or something like this, because then you have a whole glob on it, okay? Alrighty. In this one here, and now I'm just gonna glue that right in there, smack on it, and here we go. This is a little bit out, but I'll get it, no problem. So here we have another shelf. Awesome, awesome. Make sure it's straight as possible. I have to look at it from the top, okay, folks? Okay. And if it's not laying right on the same line, let's don't worry. You know, it's not going to make that much difference. And the drawer can be, this little shell can be a smaller one. It don't matter. Now, if you're particular about it, then, you know, make it work. But I'm not that particular about it. Okay. See? And it's really pretty straight. I'll use anything to get that glue out of there, see? There we go. I don't want that glue in there. This is starting so cute. It took me all day to do this, practically. This is how tedious it was for me. And we making it here just like this. I'm just like, oh. Okay, and this is the other little shells. Okay, these two here. And that's gonna go right here. But before I do that, I have these other two pieces that is gonna go up and down this way, okay? Okay, this one kinda, sometimes the little stick glue sticks more than other time. Most of the time you can just peel it off. Okay, this is going right in here, okay, right here. On that little line right there. I'm gonna put one in here and one right here. And then we can put the other shelf, and the other piece will be for the drawers, which we, like I say, we'll do that much later, you know, after we put it all together and everything. Believe me, even after you paint it, because that paint makes a difference. So basically I'm lining this with this, the one on the top, okay? And let me go ahead and get up here so I can see that I'm doing that. And I do. Okay. All right, and just kind of push it in there. Not hard, you just want to press, okay? Otherwise you may bend everything, and we don't want to do that. Okay, see, just anything you have handy, but do clean it good, because, whoops. And you might let it dry a little bit more than I do. I just, like I say, you know, when you do a video, you try to go as fast as you can. I hit a little. Okay. Alrighty. And I think I got it. I'm just looking, make sure it's straight, and it is. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna put the other one on the other side. And again, I'm so used to doing it out of the bottle. I know, but if I do it with the little thing, it will be better, won't it? So let's do it right. Okay. And I'm gonna put it on. See how things get crowded right away? Okay, this one's going from here, yeah, from here, right straight into this one. Okay? And that way we have then, I'm just gonna make sure that we're all there. And I think we are. And like I said, when I get this good and dry, then with my little fine thing, and if you need to do small areas, I just kind of fold mine, really, just go in here and there. But if you need some round areas, get yourself a little skewer or a toothpick or something round, and just, you know, I'll just roll it a little bit while I'm working on that, and that's it, okay? All right, so let's just put our final shelf now, which is the two little things. And there we go. Oh my God, this is so cute. I can't believe, Mom, that I'm doing this in one so quickly. I'm telling you, she watched me, I mean, doing this the other day, and I think she was shaking her head. But I was shaking my head too. I thought I was nuts. Yeah. Okay, so this one now is going this way. Glue right on the little line. See how easy it is when you have, actually that's what finally did it for me. I said, you know, I gotta do this, make it easier. How can I do that? And I thought, okay, I'll just make me a lines. This one is a little closer. See? So again, this is one side's a little bit bigger and this is a little bit, you know, you just put things in there. But I think this is so cute. Okay, what are you? What are you? Uh-oh, what is my other piece? Panic, panic, panic. I just had it. See what I mean? I know I had it. I can cut another one, but it would be nice to have that one that I just had, right? And that's why I try to get things, as I get done with them, I just throw them away, you know, get them out of my way, because you do have a tendency to, you know, to do it, but that's okay. I'm just gonna cut me one. I got the pattern in here and I can do it quickly. But you know, it gets crazy. All right, I'll just get this one in. Okay, and we'll cut it. That's okay, right? I do that with a lot of things that I do. Instead of cutting them up, like making one and draw it and do another one, I don't. Excuse me. I'll use I call it the master pattern, and use that one. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. This is the hardest thing of all, folks. And it is done. So they kind of tell you, you can do this. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. Alrighty. Uh-oh, no, this is the wrong one. I found it. I found it. There it was, right in front of me. I'm so glad. I had cut, the other one was for something else. So I'm glad that I did this one. All right. And here we go. And this is when the little twisters also comes handy, because you can go ahead and hold it right in place. And see, this is a little bit longer. And I will tell you why, because I did not allow on the measurement of this, and I knew that before I did this video, but I was gonna go ahead and do it anyway. I did not allow the spaces of the cardboard in between, you know, in here. And that gives you more, you know, it makes everything come out a little bit more. But it's not that it's significant that you cannot just, like I say, you know, sand it off. I think you better off that way. You go ahead and sand it and it's fine. But that's what happens, okay? And like I said, I could have done it, but not. I'm not gonna change the pattern. No way, Jose. So I'm happy the way it is, and I can do the alterations. Anybody can. But I just want to tell you what happened in here by this one being, see, slightly. It's just slightly, barely, like this one here. See. And this one here. but that can be just sand off and it'd be okay, all right? Once you do this here, okay, this is the base, in other words, this piece here. So what I did also, because it helps put this piece in there together, is then I glue this piece into this piece, okay? When I got done, painted and everything, I slid it on there, was able to glue this in here, which I'll show you. And then, voila, it was not hard to do. In other words, it was easier that way. So, I'm gonna glue this in here right now, and also I wanted to show you that it's a slightly, this piece slightly on both sides bigger, and that's good because, in other words, it's gonna fit this little one. I allowed it for it, see? The little bit of it, I allowed it for it so they would fit. So they would be a little bit bigger, I mean smaller, this piece than this piece, okay? And now I'm just gonna put some in there. And some in here. When I'm done with this, and everything is nice and clean and all that, all the glue and everything, and it's dry, do wait until it's dry, because if not, it gets that, you know, it doesn't work as well. You're going to give it a couple of coats, or one good coat of Mod Podge. And because, like I said, this particularly cardboard absorbs it like I mean, like they're so thirsty. Okay, this is gonna come this way, right on top of it. Actually, it's the same size because it's gonna slide down the same way, but somehow I got one. But yeah. Make sure it's nice and tight, see? If that bothers you, you need to have some extra hands, then get some masking tape. I got this Hobby Lobby, and I like it for craft for the main reason. I thought, why do they have that? Well, it doesn't stick as much maybe as other ones, but it's small and it works really well for this kind of a thing. So I'll put it in here. I pull on it, so I know it's gonna be okay, see? Right in there. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And that way I know that I don't have to worry about it until it gets good and dry. Oops. All right, let me get that right in here. Put a little more glue. The only problem with it when you don't put too much like this is that, for me anyway, see, it absorbs it right away. This is what I found out about this particular. It's not a bad thing, okay, but it's just have to, you know, watch it. Okay, just hold it for a sec. Make sure it's, you know, tacky there, and it's flushed. And I glued this piece on top of the base. Okay. No, right on the other. In other words, the base is actually glued into this. Does that make sense? Maybe. Okay, but here we are. This has been so easy, folks. Okay, now I'll probably go in here and give a little bit of glue right in, but I'm gonna, yeah, just a little bit, just until it's good and dry, right in there. Okay, and then even I may go as far as get a brush later and take that off, so you know, the rest of the glue, so no problem. Okay, and other than that, that's it. We got the insert in, and let me tell you, this is the hardest thing of the whole thing. The rest of it just went on in no time at all, and unfortunately I did this last, which should have been the first thing I had done. So, we'll see you next time, and we'll keep going on this little beautiful secretary. Bye for now.